Good morning, everyone.
Hang on a second.
Hang
Okay,
on.
you're good.
Okay.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is our annual retreat day. And I know nobody likes to be here on a Saturday, but
You got that right.
because we're good servants of the community, we are here. And hopefully we'll be able to accomplish a lot today. And hopefully it won't take too long.
And
But
on
you
that
never
note,
know about either one of those things.
You have a
On
honey-do
that
list
note,
from your wife?
silence,
I do.
silence the phone phones.
Oh yeah, please silence
I
the
think
cell phones, absolutely. And I better check mine and make sure I'm doing what I just missed.
No more music.
There was
Somebody
music
had
in the
been
elevator.
messing earlier.
Yeah.
There we go.
that is-
Unless my phone was ringing and my volume was down and I didn't even know it.
Okay.
But it didn't sound like that. It sounded like music.
I'd like to begin by reading some public comment guidelines that we'll adhere to today. In the process of conducting this meeting. Public comment is open to all citizens in the city of Taneytown. All citizens, prior to their comment, must state their name, first and last, as well as their address. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. When the allotted time expires, the speaker may complete his or her sentence.
Mr. Mayor, could I interrupt? If that's the email that I sent you, that's our last agenda item.
Oh,
That's the discussion for our last agenda item.
so we don't do this.
Not,
No.
that's what we're
Okay, I
gonna
was
talk
told I
about.
was supposed
Not
to
until
read
we
this before
agree
the
to
meeting
this.
started.
No.
This is the mail this morning.
That
All right.
is,
Yeah, that's
roll
All right, well,
because we don't allow public comment at this
at
meeting.
this
All
meeting.
right, I'm.
This is like the retreat.
I was
We're going away for a
Okay.
retreat.
misinformed, I'm
Right.
sorry. All right, in that case, no public comment at the meeting, but we'll discuss the things as they go through the agenda. So, again, I hope we have a productive day and I hope we accomplish a lot. The first item on the agenda is to go into closed session pursuant to section 3-305A7 legal advice of the Maryland Open Meetings Act to receive legal advice from our attorney on the following matters. A personnel decision-making authority, code enforcement action, small cell legislative strategy, and the implication thereof, and Frazier versus the City of Taneytown lawsuit. So can I have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
You have to have a discussion, you have to have a discussion first, for God's sakes.
Is there any discussion?
Well, I would like to just ask a question. The personnel decision, does this have to do with a policy or does it have to do with
Well, you'll find that out in the
Right,
closed
as we
session.
go.
Well, I don't think we ought to make policy decisions today in closed session. That's all.
Well, we're not looking to make policy decisions, we're seeking
These-
advice about
These are
something.
items that need to be discussed in
I
confidence.
was just trying to figure
Okay.
out whether to vote for the closed session or not.
All in favor say aye.
Well, Mr.
Opposed, like sign.
Joe has a question.
Joe, I'm sorry.
I really would like to talk about the notice of the meeting. Because, I mean, is it on the bulletin board? I mean,
Yes.
what it is?
This states the date of the meeting, the
Okay.
time, it states that we're going into closed session, it states that the session will be reopened. Is that correct, Jay? Thank you.
It doesn't say.
That
notice
serves
of it.
as a notice.
No, it doesn't.
Just like every other meeting.
Ma'am, you are not permitted to speak at this time.
Thank you, Joe, for at least trying.
Please, just refrain from comments except on the subject, regardless of the background noise.
I just wanted to, my comment was just about, I just don't want to discuss any policy type things. in the closed session, that's all. If there might be something I'm
I
gonna
have
find
no
out.
idea what we're gonna talk about in the closed session.
Okay.
I've been advised by our attorney, we need to go into closed session to talk about these items. So when we get there, I trust that his legal opinion serves us well. It always has in the past. So we'll follow his recommendation and go into closed session.
All right, well, I'll vote for that then.
And this serves as the notice of the,
Okay,
All those in favor?
now all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, like sign, so carried.
You can go into the, and
I'm here as a volunteer administrative assistant, okay? Just-
No.
Yes, I
no
am.
such thing. Get out.
They have to produce a written summary signed by the mayor of every topic on the closed meeting with
He
specificity.
just did that. He read the 4 things we're gonna discuss in
Where
closed
is the
session.
prepared written statement that you learned about in court?
He just read it into the record.
No, he has to have a prepared statement that's signed by him that gives specific reasons. These are
What are you
not,
talking about?
these are not specific enough.
I ask a
Is
question,
that your opinion?
and we're gonna find out if it happens during this, that we do something that we shouldn't do in a closed session,
You
I'll
take,
object
you
at that
produce
time.
notices, then you take a vote. Then you have to produce an actual written statement signed by the mayor that says the specific
Do we have an
reasons.
officer come?
Yeah.
Personnel
Do we have
decision,
yeah.
I'm checking on that right now.
personnel decision, making authority, that's something for an open meeting. Is it a specific, you would have to say, we are
The
talking.
council has voted to go into closed session. Please leave the
The
room.
law says after you go into before you go into closed session, you have to produce a statement that's signed
Did
by
the motion
you.
pass to go into closed session?
Yes.
Yeah, and the next
Okay,
item
guess
of,
I don't
what?
think that's.
the next item of business is
We're already in
the,
closed session.
the next.
I've been
No,
on
we
this
have not
council
had
for
closed session
33
at the moment.
years, and I've never, ever seen a closed session letter produced
No.
by the mayor and signed by the mayor.
It has to have the specific reasons
Now,
why this isn't
if we've been doing it
specific
wrong for
enough.
35 years, 33 years, we're gonna do it wrong one more
I
time.
sat
we
in
have a-
Don't worry
court,
about it when we're done.
I said,
You have a
that'll be
secretary?
too late, you're breaking the
Do I have a
law
secretary?
again.
No, do we have a secretary?
Yes, we sure do.
Was it a unanimous vote to go into closed session?
It was.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are
Okay,
supposed
we're
to be
in
in
closed
closed
session
session.
and other folks
You
have to
need
leave the room.
You
the
have
room.
the right to ask your lawyer for the law that says you have to produce the written statement
And we
for the
will, after you
public.
leave.
The public has a right to
Do we have an
know.
officer?
But you don't
on
have a
duty?
right to disrupt the meeting like
Yes.
you are.
He's
Okay,
calling.
I'm just,
We did vote, I voted for the closed session.
we all sat in a lawsuit where one of the
You're
items
right.
was.
You're not
that the
understanding
mayor-
anything that
Remember
we've
you
said.
didn't sign the thing? Remember
Look.
you hadn't signed the prepared statement about why you're going into a closed meeting?
Why do we
The-
always have
No, I
this?
don't.
Because
don't
this
know.
is, you
Huh?
hadn't signed it.
I've never
Why
heard of that before.
It was
Today's the
a-
first day I've heard of that.
Can we all leave?
It was a
Just leave right here?
technical
Just sit here and talk?
violation of the Open Meetings Act because you had never signed. There's a form that they put out. Joe, you remember
They
this.
said you don't have to use the form.
You still have to do
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to
Okay.
make a motion to adjourn this meeting until we get the situation figured out, because this is ridiculous.
Well, you don't want another lawsuit.
Is there a second to that?
I second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So carried. Meeting adjourned.
All right.